Hello guys, welcome back, and this video will see how to install Jenkins and creating new declarative pipeline by integrating it with Git and Maven. I created one simple app which is Java based out of Maven build. We're going to use this application as part of this tutorial series. I want to set up Jenkins in AWS Cloud using EC2 instance. Let's go to instances, launch instance. Amazon Linux 2. So let's select all defaults. So configure security group. Let's select any security group which allows all traffic, and it is not production level setup, so I'm fine to select a security group, a firewall which allows all traffic. Review, launch. Let me create new key pair. Let me call that DevOps. So download and launch instance. Let's wait for a few seconds. Meanwhile, let me stop other two instances which is not required. Okay. Alright, so let's connect to this server and install Jenkins. Let me open my terminal. CD into downloads. Let me change permissions on my PEM file. Let's connect. Alright, so we got into Linux box. On this Linux box, let's install Jenkins. For installing Jenkins, Java is a prerequisite. Let me list out all packages for Java 8. Sudo yum install. I want to install development version of Java. Usually development version package ends with devel, so copy that. And Y for the prompt, I'm saying S. So let's go to internet. Let's download Jenkins. Click on this. I want to set up this on my Linux machine. Let's download that repository. Import the key. Now let's use sudo and install Jenkins. Jenkins will not be there in the default repositories configured on Linux. We need to add that repository explicitly in order to use yum install Jenkins. It's installed. Let me enable Jenkins on VM reboot. Whenever my VM reboots, I want to auto start Jenkins. Check config Jenkins on. Let's start the server. start it. Let's grab public IP. Jenkins by default runs on 8080 port. First we need to set up Jenkins because after installing it, this is first time we are accessing it from web browser. Yeah. So to ensure Jenkins is securely set up by the administrator, the password has been written to a log file. In this path, copy this, go to your Jenkins command prompt, use sudo cat and get the password from there. So this one is initial admin password. It works only to unlock Jenkins. I don't want to save that. After unlocking Jenkins, we need to customize it by installing suggested plugins. This might take some time. I'll pause the video and I'll be right back once all these plugins are successfully installed. Okay, all plugins got installed. So we have to create our first admin user. Click save and continue. Okay, I don't want to save this, and finally I need to confirm Jenkins URL, which is my same URL, public IP followed by its 8080. You could say not now, or you can say save and finish. That's how we install Jenkins and configure it with default plugins. The next step is I want to take this application and use declarative pipeline checkout from the Git. Using Maven, I want to build it. So first of all, we need to install Git on Jenkins box, and also we need to install Maven. So I want to install Git from my Linux box directly. So we can install tools in different ways. One is directly on Linux machine. The other way is through Jenkins itself. Coming to Maven installation, I'll show how to do that from Jenkins dashboard. So Git is installed, and for Maven installation, go to Manage Jenkins, Global Tool Configuration. So we're interested in Maven. Give a meaningful name. Select install automatically. You can pick the version you want to install. Save such that Maven is automatically installed onto the Jenkins box. I'll show the path where it is actually installed. Go to where live Jenkins. That's default home location of Jenkins. Go to tools. Okay, it seems not yet installed. Maybe when I run my Jenkins first job, that tool has to be automatically installed. Coming back, I want to set up a Jenkins pipeline script which is going to clone my simple app repository and build using Maven. For that, I need to create Jenkins file. For writing Jenkins pipeline scripts, we use Jenkins file, and in that file we put our scripts which is going to build, test, verify with Sonar and deploy to Tomcat, Docker or Kubernetes, anything like that. I would like to have this project locally because it will be handy for me to develop on my local machine. Whenever required, I commit changes to Git and I trigger jobs from Jenkins. Let me open a new tab. Go to desktop. You could see that sample app. Okay, and I want to open this app in Visual Studio Code. You can use the editor of your choice. So file, open sample app, right? So open that. So no problems. Now I need to create Jenkins file. Let me show you the declarative pipeline syntax. Declarative pipelines must begin with pipeline. Okay, and I need to decide the agent where this pipeline should execute. Agent any, I'm fine to execute this on a master or a slave or any agent, whichever is available, whichever is convenient for our master Jenkins. Then comes stages. Inside stages, we're gonna have stage. So yeah, typically we need to have build, before that git checkout. But when I put this file inside my source code, when I configure Jenkins job here, let me show it, pipeline, I'm going to pull out my script from SEM. So this takes care of checking out source code from a git. So I don't have to specially again use git stage inside my Jenkins script, which becomes a redundancy. So for that sake, I don't need this. Okay, now I want to build my project. Under stage, we're gonna have, so here I need to put Jenkins declarative pipeline script for building a project using Maven. So we need something like mvn package, but we install Maven through Jenkins. That Maven will not be in a path by default. Get better help. So I wanna open pipeline syntax. See, when you work on pipeline jobs, especially on Jenkins, it's always good practice to have this pipeline syntax handy because most of the stuff can be pulled out of this specific page. Now, so here I want something specific to declarative pipeline. There you also must see tools, Maven. If you remember, I gave a name Maven 3 there, all right? generate the script. Take that. So tools usually come out of stages block. This specific syntax, what it does, it will take the Maven 3 configuration which is done through Jenkins and it adds Maven to the path. To repeat, this piece of code will include Maven binary into the path such that I can directly use mvn clean package using a shell step. For executing any arbitrary shell commands, go back to snippet generator, use sh clean package, generate the script. So label definitely is optional. I could say simply sh the script, the shell script I want to execute. Let's commit this code, push it to GitHub, and let's set up new Jenkins pipeline job and trigger it. I don't have to include class path, project, settings, target because I just only need Jenkins file here. So ignore all of that. We need to take care only src, pom.xml and Jenkins file. And use git push. Let's go to Jenkins. I can leave this screen. New item. I'm calling it sample or simple app pipeline. Okay, click on this. So I want to get that pipeline script from my SCM. It's git. The script path, right? By default, it is Jenkins file. Let me refresh the page. Inside my web application, Jenkins file is in project root. So URL. My repository is public. If you're dealing with private repositories, use add credentials, and GitHub username password is kind of username with password. Username, the password, the ID, unique ID, description, and click add and choose that here. Jenkins will use that credentials in order to clone the source code, but in my case I'm dealing with public repository. This is not required. So branches to build, I want to pull code from master always now. The script path Jenkins file which is in my root, project root. Save it, build it, and let's see what happens now. See, there are no credentials because it's public. It's cloning the code, followed by it's running Maven clean package. Because the build we are doing is first time, it has to download all dependencies from internet. It's going to take few minutes. I'll pause the video. I'll be back once the build is completed. Build got succeeded. Our first build, it did SCM checkout from Git. it also pointing to a tool which is our Maven. Then the build stage, using Maven we are calling clean package. So that's all from this video. I'll see you in next video.